Okay, so more close guard. We're going to look at up against a stalling opponent. So up until now, we've been looking to break grips and getting the overhook, and we look at the overhook series, the underhook series, the 2-on-1 series. That's all really when shares sort of between 90 degrees and 45 degrees, so more here or there. Stalling opponents sometimes, let's just say we're hand fighting and stuff, and Shay's leaning back, so he's actually past 90 degrees. So obviously, we know how to deal with this, but trying to break Shay down from here by trying to break his posture and stuff is going to be very, very difficult, especially trying to come up and make grips. He's hand fighting and stuff, but we know how to deal with this. Fair enough, I can't get his collar and I can't break his posture, but I can make that cross grip. And anytime he's sort of leaning past 90 degrees, I'm just opening my legs, building the base in my hand, and just basically pulling his left hand to my right hip as I hit him with my hips. So again, stop this side, bro. And we covered this earlier, your basic hip bump sweep. But sometimes, these things happen whenever he's stalling. So again, from our position without an Dungannon detail, when I make that cross grip, okay, I need to open my legs. I build a base to my elbow and then my hand. And now I'm pulling this, and Dungannon detail was I'm going to point my belly at the mat. As I hit him with my hip, I want my belly facing the mat and my knees pointing down, and now I can just put him down. So that's option one. Pathway one. The other main stalling position would be if Shay's like controlling my biceps, his elbows are clamping my hips, and he's keeping his head on my chest. And again, sometimes you'll get people, they're tired in the match, they're trying to take a rest. So usually if someone's here, I don't try to, I know some people come in and they'll make a frame and try and hip escape and try to create space, but anytime somebody's there, I just like to keep them there, and I'll use the gi. So I'll open my legs, I'm going to open up Shay's left lapel, and then I just pass it from my right hand to my left hand. And then I make that baseball bat grip. If he tries to posture now from here, it's difficult. So I have two techniques I like to do from here. I'll just push in his head and bring my right arm over his right jugular. And now I make that connection with the back of my right hand, tight to his right jugular. And even if his head's down low, I can use now my right hand as a wedge to lift his head. And now, even though he's still controlling that bicep, I can now swim inside, cut the angle, and then I just find the collar of the gi. He'll tuck his chin like he does, and we just charge at him. I just lift my elbow, drop it down, lift my elbow, drop it down, recross my guard, and now it's just a wrist curl. I have the cross choke to stay there, bro. Another thing I might do from there, from that baseball bat control, especially if I can't bring this over, that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to keep the grip on my right hand, my left pushes, and then I bring it over here. You just get people that are continually keeping their right ear on this side, so when I try to push, he's keeping his head on that side. If that's the case, that's just setting up the Ezekiel. So I keep the grip, I open with my right hand, and the back of my hand comes in towards Shay. So I want the back of my wrist against his chest. Then I turn my hand and I find my gi. Once I'm here, now it's just the straightening of my arms. Again, that would be an air choke because it's right across his windpipe. Let's just get another angle on that. So anytime he is inside the close guard and he's stalling and he's keeping me pinned to the mat, I will open my guard just to find that lapel, and then I reclose it again, and I just pass it from my right hand to my left hand, and my left hand is waiting at his right shoulder. Immediately I get that baseball bat grip, just in case he starts to posture from there. So option one is I just push his head and I make that connection. I want the back of my forearm tight to his right jugular, and even if he still has his head pinned, now I have a massive lever with my forearm here. If he's got inside control and he's still here, I can lift my hips, I can swim my hand inside, and then I just cut that angle and then he find the lapel. He will tuck his chin, and then he just lift up till he get under the chin, recross, and there's just a curve of the wrist. Sometimes when we're in this baseball bat position, he keeps his head glued so he can't physically move it. If that's the case, I open my hand, back of the hand enters first. I will hip escape out to get the angle, and then I thread it through, and I find my own gi. Again, this is across his windpipe, just an air choke, and now from there it's just a straightening of my arms. And we have the Ezekiel choke from close guard. So, a few methods of dealing with the stalling opponent.